Greetings to the viewers of my channel. My name is Strange, and this is my next revelation of the truth. The very truth that you won't find even in the darkest corners of the darknet. Believe me, there is nothing there. The darkness has so thickened over all of us that we no longer notice it. And yet, today I want to tell you about a burning topic, and at the same time, ask a question. Did you know that Donald Trump, who is currently running for President of the United States, is not as clean in his hand as many people think? Oh no, I'm not talking about bribery right now, and not about raping maids or anything like that. It's much more serious here. Who knows? Perhaps this little-known fact may pose a threat to all of us. The CIA and the NSA, National Security Agency, have long been hiding the truth about contacts with extraterrestrial civilizations from the world. The current Zone 51 still gathers a considerable amount of rumors and theories around it. And believe me, it's not unreasonable. Only few people realize, and even more so, says that Donald Trump was one of the few presidents in the whole world who is associated with aliens, and who clearly communicates with them to this day. Besides, I'm pretty sure he made some kind of deal with them. Unfortunately, even here my worldwide network of informants is not unlimited. But even so, I think you'll be curious to know what one of my spies found a month ago. Gregor, name changed of course, was surprised himself. The information he received from NSA employees was so shocking that he wanted to resign. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I managed to dissuade him. Before I tell you about Trump's contact with an extraterrestrial civilization, I want to invite you to plunge a little into his childhood. Thanks to this, you will be able to see that everything is not as simple as it seems at first glance. Donald John Trump was born on June 14, 1946 in New York City. The years of his birth are associated with the time of the so-called baby boom. At the time of Donald's appearance, Fred and Mary's parents, along with their eldest children, 9-year-old Marion, 7-year-old Fred, and 4-year-old Elizabeth, lived on Wareham Street in the Jamaica neighborhood. Fred Trump, 1905 to 1999, was an investor who was interested in the construction of housing and other infrastructure facilities. Donald's mother, Mary, 1912 to 2000, was a housewife, engaged in volunteer activities, helping the Jamaica Hospital. At the age of 5, Trump became a student at Kew Forest Hill School, Queens. There he also became friends with Peter Brandt, the son of another influential businessman. Both excelled outside of school, successfully participating in sports in various game disciplines. They were fans of the Brooklyn Dodgers baseball team. During the summer holidays, the Trump family traveled to Florida, staying at the Fontainebleau Hotel. During his school years, Trump was known as a naughty child. He and Peter had to stay after school more than once. At the age of 13, Donald's parents sent him to the New York Military Academy in the hope of channeling his energy and self-confidence in a positive direction. It worked. Trump attended an academy in upstate New York. He received Academy Awards, played on football teams in 1962 and 1963, and on the baseball team in 1962 to 1964. He was the team captain in 1964. Young Donald was interested in geometry and the basics of business. I dreamed of following in my father's footsteps. In addition, the young man was very fond of astronomy and always asked questions such as, "Is there life on Mars?" Sometimes his hobbies in space remained without much attention from teachers and some peers. But for some reason, Donald stubbornly continued to search for his own truth. "It always seemed to me that something unknown was pulling me there to the stars," he writes in his memoirs. The entrepreneur's genes, as well as his energy, allowed the young Donald Trump to get a job at his father's company and successfully earn his first big money for conducting successful transactions. But not everything was as smooth as it seems now. At first sight. Interesting fact? On June 16, 2016, at his headquarters located in the Trump Tower skyscraper in Manhattan, when officially announcing his intention to become a Republican presidential candidate, the future politician very cleverly but subtly noticed the following: "I will be the greatest president God has ever created." And he wasn't lying. Only now created by God or by those whom many fear but also expect. It is possible that the transcript of the military intelligence report of April 6, 1946, will help us shed some light on the involvement of aliens in the birth of Donald on our planet. Don't be so surprised, and believe me, there's still a lot we don't know about what and where aliens might actually be involved. The report reads, At 4 in the morning, An unidentified flying object was spotted in the sky over New York and the Jamaica area. The chief of staff of the district was ordered to take 4 P-51 Mustang fighters into the air. The wingman of the squadron noticed in the sky, as he said, a rounded disc floating in the air. The persecution began. But the disc soared vertically upwards and disappeared from sight. The eyewitnesses of this incident were told the story that all this was a demonstration of new military developments. Unfortunately, there were those who did not believe in this explanation. Rumors immediately spread around the area about the imminent attack of the Martians on our state. Anyway, we had to shut our mouths to those who disagree with the official version. I consider the report finished. I have the honor. Deputy Chief of Staff of the Military District of New York, George Martin Douglas. This secret transcript raises a lot of questions. In particular, 1. What did the aliens need in the city? 2. Why were they hanging right above the place where the young and not yet influential Trump family lived? Unfortunately, there are no answers, but we do know for sure Donald Trump may indeed have something to do with aliens. At least they are directly related to him. Throughout his life and his career, Trump has been lucky. That's what ordinary people think. But what if I say that he has some kind of superpower to secretly take over people's minds? Otherwise, how can we explain that Donald succeeded at a young age where anyone else would have failed? Don't you believe it? Then here's another fact of indirect alien interference in the fate of their ward. Who he is, my team of secret specialists and I are absolutely sure of this. Up until the start of the race for his presidency, Donald Trump existed quietly and peacefully in his financial world. But suddenly, out of the blue, he decides to run for president. Of course, Donald has always been prescribed impulsiveness in actions. But this man learned how to make money in his youth. So, why would he need political influence if practically the entire financial world of the United States was already under his control? An article of the New York Times, dated January 20, 2017 reads as follows. The inauguration of the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump, took place. According to Trump himself, the traditional solemn speech was prepared by him independently, without the help of speechwriters. The key point of the speech of the 45th President of the United States is the statement on the establishment of a new financial and political course for America for many years, aimed at restoring the country's economic power. It is noteworthy that on that day in Washington, several bright streaks flashed in the night sky. Apparently, the Lord God himself really decided to rejoice for his faithful Christian follower, who noticed these phenomena in the sky and even waved at them. This applies to official media sources, but I managed to blackmail one of the NSA employees into commenting on this case, and that's what he told me.
I hope this is the last time I help you, Strange. At this rate, I'm going to jail for treason. As for those stripes, there were 3 UFO objects. Our radars detected them, but we didn't even have time to get our air forces into the air. They were here, but they disappeared immediately. It is very ironic that this happened on the day our country gained a new president.
From the information received, the conclusion suggests itself. Donald Trump is working closely with someone outside our planet. We can only guess what kind of cooperation is being carried out. I'll try to get to the truth, and I will do it, no matter who it costs me.